Hey, what's up, everyone? Pasay Baller here. We are now this is January 11, 2023 NBA Game Day. For today, we got 8 games. So we kick things off by talking about this first game between Minnesota Timberwolves and Detroit Pistons. That'll happen at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. That's 8 o'clock a.m. here in Manila. And I'm just inviting everyone who have not subscribed yet to our YouTube account or YouTube channel, Pasay Baller. Please click on the subscribe button below. At the same time, hit on that bell logo. That way, automatically, you guys will be receiving notifications whenever new videos are uploaded. By the way, the spread given is minus 5.5, and that's actually given towards the visiting team, Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and the rankings first before we proceed, okay? So let's take a look at the Detroit Pistons first. They are from the Eastern Conference, and they are dead last at number 15 with a record of 11 wins and 33 losses. While for Minnesota Timberwolves, they belong to the West. They are at number 9 with a record of 20 wins and 21 losses. Right, so Detroit Pistons, they would have the home court advantage on this. But in terms of fatigue, we got to give it to Minnesota Timberwolves as Detroit had a game last night while Minnesota Timberwolves were resting up. Talk about momentum. Well, it's obvious. We got to give it to Minnesota Timberwolves because approaching this game, they are on a 4-game winning streak, while Detroit Pistons approaching this game, man, they are on a 3-game losing slump. So obviously, momentum is on Minnesota's side. So let's take a look at the availability of the players and the health of both teams. Okay. So starting off with Minnesota, I see here Karl Anthony Towns and Jordan McLaughlin still out for the game, and we have Anthony Edwards on game time decision or listed as questionable. So 2 players out, 1 player listed as questionable, but that player is one of their best. I'm talking about Anthony Edwards, so we'll see. Okay. Now for Detroit Pistons, I still see a lot of names down here. Starting off with those who are out, that's Marvin Bagley. And of course, Cade Cunningham, he's been out for quite some time now, and he will be out for the rest of the season. While we have Bogdanovich, Boheim, Duran, Livers, and Stewart all listed as questionable or game time decision. So we ain't really sure, but I have a feeling that at least for those 5 names that I mentioned, maybe 2 or 3 would suit up. And man, do they really need those? I mean, if possible, that all 5 will suit up for them, that'll be great for Detroit, especially after what we saw happen to them last night. Man, they got murdered by by Philadelphia 76ers while they were on the road. Okay, so this is this is tough. I mean, if we take a look at it, we can easily say that Minnesota Timberwolves would win the game and would cover the spread with how Detroit Pistons are doing lately as compared to the form of Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for the last 10 games of Minnesota, it hasn't been that much, but they have a streak going on. Um, Hold on, let me go ahead and check on that. Where is it? Hold on. For Minnesota Timberwolves, for their last 10 games, they have only won 4 times, and that four wins are the same wins that we're talking about. The 4-game winning streak that they had. So before they had that winning streak, they were actually on a slump, on a losing slump. And one of those losses that they had was against Detroit Pistons. I don't know if you could remember that one when they matched up against one another. The Wolves were up by double digits at one point, but Detroit Pistons they made a comeback and they actually grabbed that win, 116-104. I guess that was the score during the last time out. I'm not saying that Detroit Pistons will win this one, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that Bogdanovich, Durant, and the other players who are listed as game time decision, at least 2 or 3 of them would be suiting up. And if that is the case, I feel like Detroit Pistons would actually have a chance in covering the spread, especially they are at home. Um, Minnesota Timberwolves, they have the momentum. They have a better roster because they are healthier. But I'm gonna side with Detroit Pistons in here. That you can see Detroit Pistons make bounce backs, especially having such a very bad game, and they would suddenly shift into their home into their arena. Highly likely Detroit Pistons would have a bounce back game. I'm not promising like a win for Detroit Pistons, but at least a cover of the spread would do. My pick would be Detroit Pistons plus 5.5. They need Bogdanovich to come back for that to really solidify, for that to be solidified. So again, Detroit plus 5.5. Peace out, Pasay Love, and God bless.